line. We're uncaged.
Welcome to Topple Uncaged. I'm Steve Topple and you're locked on to the UK's hottest politics and music podcast. Each week I bring you the rawest takes on the big stories making the news, always joined by a very special guest. Then I pleasure your mind, body and soul with the freshest, most banging international music going.
Uncaged.
Yeah. Know you approach my island. Whoa, yeah. Me I know everybody think. You better think twice before you make your move. See me, I know any man get me head. Get it? Try not make no half and forget to make it. I know every girl do the same thing I sell it.
My guest on today's show is, I think, one of the most exciting singers to be emerging from Jamaica at the minute. Trust me, she is amazing. She has this brilliant vocal range which slides between this smooth, sultry alto and then manages to flip it up into a powerful soprano. She also does a mean sing Jay as well, and she writes her own songs. But what I'm most excited about this artist is the fact she is so versatile when it comes to musical styles. She effortlessly glides between R&B, reggae, dancehall, Afrobeat. I think she's a really promising talent. I'm so excited to have her on the podcast because I've been listening to her back catalogue and just rocking out here in London. She is amazing. I'm very pleased to have her on. It's the incredible Krysie is on the podcast. Krysie, thank you so much for coming on. It's a treat to have you on, I have to say.
Hi, thanks for having me. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. I'm doing all the...
Dave?
I'm doing really good. All the better for having you on. It's lovely to have you here. So
Yes.
Let's get straight into it. Like I said, you're really musically diverse, but we'll talk about that later. I read a bit about your kind of backstory, and you did a lot before you started a professional career. Music seems to have always been a love of yours. When in your life did you first realise that you had a talent for singing and songwriting? When did you suddenly go, "Oh, I'm pretty good at this. I might do this properly"? When was that?
I can specifically remember that I was at a karaoke in Jamaica. The hotel was called Hilton, and my grandma used to take my own families there for singing. So she used to put me on the stage to sing. The first time I sang there was a Whitney Houston, "I Will Always Love You," and I remember the broadcaster. Her name is Jenny. She's in Jamaica, and I sang that song until I had a very special rag. Like everywhere I go, it's a purple rag, and I sang that song by Whitney Houston until I dropped the rag on the floor, on the ground. I was about 6. That's when I recognized that, oh yeah, I'm doing a good job. I'm hearing a lot of people praying for me, and they wanted to hear me more on the karaoke stage. So I was 6 then.
That's amazing. I have to singing Whitney Houston at 6. Wow, that's that must have been quite something to listen to. Now, you then featured when you were older on Rising Stars, which is a big TV talent show in Jamaica, and you ended up in the top 10. You did pretty well. Ended up in the final 10 of the acts. I'm interested because I know a few other Jamaican singers who've been on Rising Stars. I think Indy Allen was on Rising Stars a few years ago. Did the platform of being on such a big TV talent show, did it make it easier for you to then make the transition into having a professional career?
To be honest about that, it does. It's a good form of marketing you as an upcoming artist or an artist trying to make it on the rise. So yes, it has been a really good platform. I think by then though, when I was in it with my uncle Winston, and we dropped out at top 7. At that time when we fell out, we did not do any form of music until a couple of years down the line. So it has blown things a little bit up where marketing is concerned for me. And the time when I decided to take in music serious, that's when I realized that, yeah, it's a pretty damn good platform where young artists are concerned.
No, absolutely. And like I say, I spoke to Indy Allen about it, and he sort of, his feelings were exactly the same. It kind of it did well for him. So you then did launch this fantastic career, and we'll talk about the music in just a second. But just briefly as well, you're such a diverse artist. It's very, very exciting. And did you always have in your mind a kind of vision of the artist that you wanted to be? Did you have an idea of immediately, right, I want to put myself out there, I want to do this kind of music, I want to sing like this, I want to look like this? Were you always clear in how you wanted to be as an artiste?
Well, I was not always clear in what type of artist I wanted to be. I just wanted to do music. I wanted to be able to express myself on a dancehall rhythm, on a pop rhythm, on an R&B rhythm, even if it's or reggae. I just wanted to be that artist to be like, oh my God, I'm feeling this rhythm. I want to express what I'm feeling or what I think or what I've experienced or what other people are experiencing that they can relate to. So I never really had a day where I'd be like, okay, I know exactly that I wanted to do straight reggae and not dancehall and not pop and R&B. I never tried to box myself in, because if you check me out, I'm a very bubbly person. I have a bubbly personality at times. Maybe not now, I'm a little bit down, but yeah, you're here with me and everything is good. So, yeah, that's just it. I don't try to box myself in. I've never seen myself in one category or one genre of music. I wanted to round it up myself where that is concerned so I can express and get what I mean, you know? So, yeah.
No, I know exactly what you mean, and you have not boxed yourself in at all. This is, like I said, this is what I'm really excited about regarding you. No boxing in for Krysie. You are so eclectic. So, as I said, I've listened to your back catalogue, and you literally can conquer any musical genre. You go from sort of a reggae vibe on Our Weight, you then go into dancehall on Spoil Me Good. What I Like is a real sort of R&B kind of orientated track, and then you go on to Afrobeat in Know About Me. I mean, and you do it all so well, and your voice is so suited to every different kind of genre. And to be honest, I mean, I speak to artists week in, week out, and loads of big names come on this podcast, but not every artist is able to flex that well between different styles of music, but yet you do it without any effort at all. I mean, it's really, really impressive, and I'm really, really excited to speak to you and have you on the show, because I think you're brilliant, and to be able to do that is a real talent. I mean, is that back to what you were saying about you don't want to box yourself in as an artist, and you want to express yourself depending on what you're talking about? That then makes whatever genre you're going to do. I mean, or does it reflect your own musical tastes? Is your sort of listening sort of very diverse? What drives you to be not boxed in, as it were?
Growing up, when I was younger, I was told to start from the old classic music, then I can pick whatever genre I want, because my grandma plays a very great role in my musical career growing up as a child. So I think, I don't know, it depends on my personality that I have. I'm not a shy person, I'm not boring, and I'm always trying things. I'm always looking up for what's coming up new, what's there to try, what's there to do again, you know? I don't want to stuck in one genre. Life is not that boring anymore, you know, so I want to be around. I want to be everywhere like Beyonce.
You're aiming high then, Krysie. Excellent. And you are not boring at all. We were chatting before we were recording, and you're loads of fun. I think you're great. Love chatting to you already.
I don't mean to cut you, but I think music should be a thing that should lift one's spirit, and you know, and even if you're sad, it shouldn't be a depressive mood that you're going to go in, because if you're sad, you can be sad, but to depression, you don't want that. So look up to music for a lot of things where their life is concerned. Like, music is life when you check it out. You know, without music, what would it be? The wind and the sun. You know, the birds will be making music anyways. But
No, I completely agree with you. It's interesting you say that about sort of music. While you can reflect sort of sad subjects, it shouldn't be always downbeat. I had Protege on a few months ago, and we were talking about his album A Matter of Time, and I said it's really kind of the subject matter in your album is really kind of heavy, and he was like, "Well, it is," he said, but it's not a sort of negative album though. He talks about really heavy sort of subject matter, but it's still a positive, uplifting experience listening to his album. And I completely agree with you. I think you can tackle sort of sad and difficult and all, sort of almost traumatic subject matters, but it doesn't mean people need to go away after listening to that and feel downbeat and feel kind of negative. So yeah, I completely think you're on the money. I mean, sort of on that note as well, you not only sing but you also write your songs as well. I'm always interested with artists about the creative process and how sort of songs form. I mean, what's the process of creating a song like for you? Do you begin with having a melody, or do you have an idea in your mind of subject matter and the lyrics come first, or does something inspire you? Is there a sort of moment in life? How do you write a song, Krysie?
That's a very good question. Like, I think once you're authentic and artistic, things will come up that even as a writer, you will be a melodious person. You will have melodies than words. So for me, like I said, sometimes when I'm in the studio, I would write, or I would write at home. And there are times when I'm at the studio, I just go in the box and I started humming, making melodies. Sometimes making melodies on a rhythm, it's much easier at times, you know, because you don't know what you're singing, but you're expressing yourself. So whatever you want to put into those melodies, I'm sure it will make sense. So it's always mostly like writing or just singing the melodies first, and then later on I'll think about it and be like, okay, this is what I want to write about. Or, you know, it's a teamwork thing. It's not always just the artist. It has to be the people that are around you, their energies that they're feeding you with and stuff like that. So melodies and writing, any way you name it.
Excellent, very good. And speaking of being around people, you've done some collaborations with only bloody busy Signal, massive star, and you've already been working with him. I mean, how's that?
I've done a couple collabs with Busy Signal. He's a very awesome guy. Like, I like his personality. He's very easy to talk to, and I don't mind the bad hot-head. I don't mind that, because if I have a problem, I can easily go to him and be like, and he will like, Krysie, but that's not an issue, you know, get in the mood. It's really good working with Busy Signal. He has been very supportive when my music is concerned, and my management team, and we're like a little family at that studio at Warrior Music, because the name of my production is Warrior Music. Production that I work with and we're building is Warrior Music. And Damian Gale, of course, is my manager and also a friend of Busy over the years. So him managing me is like, oh, Krysie is just a little sister, so why not, you know? Let me listen to her. And I have talent, so I think that makes it much easier for him to just be like, go in the booth, we're going to do something, you know? So it's a really good thing working with Busy Signal. It's also an experience, because he's not the type to just, okay, we're going to do a song and that's just it. He wants to input more in that. He wants to put more. So he's very supportive as an artist. To me, he's like a mentor at times. So yeah, I appreciate him. I appreciate him being in my career and being in my life as well. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, it must be so good to work with him. It must be very, very sort of motivating and inspirational to work with someone who is so globally renowned. That must be brilliant. We're going to touch on Busy Signal again a bit later, but there's one track in particular of yours which I do want to talk about, and it's Tomorrow. It's a very, very conscious track in a lot of respects. I mean, musically it's beautiful. Again, vocally, it's probably one of your most impressive vocal performances, in my opinion, as well. Your range in it is absolutely fantastic. It's really, really, really strong. But it's also got a very, very important sentiment. You talk about how young people are obviously our future and how important they are and how important it is to nurture them, but also that we need to be sort of taking action now to secure tomorrow, and that whatever life may throw at you, it's really important not to give up, that you need to carry on and persevere. And this, it's a beautiful track. It's really, really stands out for me. I'm interested because, as I said, it's quite a conscious track, and then you do a very good job of, as we've said, moving into other genres. I mean, moving forward for you, is it going to be important, and is it important for you to balance, okay, so some music that has a sort of deep social message, but then also giving your audience sort of tunes that they can still bruck out to on the dance floor, and that will be sort of played in a club, and they can bounce to. Is it important to have a good balance of conscious and socially important music and sort of bangers as well?
Yeah, most definitely. It is very important to see the younger generation coming up with vital information in your music, and also be able to express yourself to the government as well, and what people would want and stuff like that. So it is very important as an artist to know that, yeah, I'm not just here to sing music for myself. I'm here to do it for the younger generation, for the elderly, for the government, for the gunmen, for the dancehall people. You have to look at yourself as one of those leaders in your musical form or in your musical way. So I will never stop singing music that is motivational, especially to females in Jamaica, taking pride into themselves and knowing that you need to stay in school and not just buy Brazilian wigs and stuff like that. And it's not always about being a thought. And to stay in school, you set your life in a direction that even if you go to a wrong direction, you can always fall back onto that life. So I will never stop singing motivational songs like that, but I will keep it rounded where my fan base is concerned as well. Because I have sisters, and Tomorrow is one of their biggest tracks, is one of their favorite tracks from me. So I'm pleased to know that I can motivate my younger sisters, who's sometimes a pain in the ass, most of the times. And I've recently lost one of my younger sister. Most people don't know, she just turned 15, and I've lost her. And all I can see is that Tomorrow is a really good song, because I can sit back and listen to Tomorrow and know that, okay, then nobody is promised for tomorrow. So why not live your life to the best or to the fullest, and try to help others, try to make changes. It's not always about hyping and flossing. You know, it's a really touchy song for me where that is concerned, and where I'm from, because I'm from Mountain View, and that area is filled with a lot of crime at times. But we have some good people living in the area as well. They're disturbed by the crime, but they're good. Same way, we have some good neighbors in the neighborhood, and some really good children want that help or that push to know that, yeah, I need to keep my head up so I can get out of Mountain View or make a better life or get somewhere different. So Tomorrow wasn't just written it was written based upon experiences, female experiences as modern people or poor people and stuff like that. Things that the government can see as well. If you watch the video is on YouTube. Done also by Warrior Music. I have to big up Damian Gale. He's my manager and been a producer around me as well. And we each time when we come together doing work, we create something wonderful. And it's not always good between me and him, but when we work, we do work. So Tomorrow is a really good song. I remember when we did that song, it was not written. I went into the studio, he was building a rhythm, and he was like, go in the booth, Krysie, go and feel something on this rhythm. And the first thing that came out was those words. As a girl in this life, every move of it think twice. In a easy outer road, like in Jamaica, most females are not singing that type of song, and you will not get recognized that much singing that type of song worldwide. I heard Cardi be talking about it on her Instagram because I'm a fan of her as well. And she was like, girls are out there not singing about their vaginas, but people are not paying attention to their music. So, you need to respect females more who are doing songs like that can motivate your children and your children's children. And, support that female more than her singing about her vagina and about stuff like that. And, so it's really important. It's a vital song for me. Where
I can tell it is, because you're really, really passionate about it. It really comes across how much that song meant to you. And I'm very sorry to hear about your sister. I didn't know that before we got recording. So that must have been really hard for you.
Yeah, it has been very difficult. I don't really talk about it, especially in interviews, because I tend to break down. It's a very recent loss. She died on Mother's Day, and I have younger sisters. I have another sister coming up just like me. Her name is Princess. I have another younger sister who witnessed the death of her sister as well. And I have to be dealing with them and their grief, plus my grief and the anger within the family. Everybody's angered by her death. And, it's a very delicate time now in my life and in my sister's life and also my daughter's life, because I have a daughter. Her name is Allison. So I'm here most time, and she's like, I miss my auntie, and I don't even know what to do when it comes on to consoling someone who has lost someone that dearly and close, because it's my first losing someone that close to the heart. So I'm going through a very rough time, but I'm here same way, having music as a motivation to my life. So I know that the path that I am in and the work that I'm doing where music is concerned, it was not a mistake, because it helps me to move on. Yeah, like for real.
No, absolutely. And the words and the sentiment of tomorrow is probably sort of resonating with you even more now, isn't it? I think so. What you were saying in that song, and about how you can push through anything, and I know and trust that you're such an amazing personality, and I am really sorry to hear that. And I think you will get through this. You will get there. I imagine it is extremely difficult at the minute, but trust yourself and your own strength of character, and I think you'll get there. And I can see you're upset, so let's try and talk about something a bit more positive. Let's bring this up a bit. What are you doing for the rest of the year with your music? Because you told me off air about something you're doing with a certain artist we mentioned earlier. So musically, yeah, you know this. Keep this one secret. What, Krysie, have you got in store for the rest of 2019? Come on, tell me. And also, I'm hoping you're going to say like. I'm hoping you're going to say EP or album in there somewhere. But what have you got in store for the rest of the year?
There's an album as well coming up, and there is a lot of work done already and being picked up by the producer. I'll leave that to them. But there's also a single that I'm about to drop with this artist. His name is Version. I don't know if anybody know. When I struggle in my fears, man, I feel give thanks in a real life. Yeah, you mother done. Like, we did that collab for a while now. And we both are anticipating for these. We're planning what to do for the video, because we want to just drop something visually to you as well. So you have to look out for that color. It's a different type of, it's nothing like Tomorrow. The name of the song is called Top Class. It's referring to persons who they appreciate the things that they have in life and, what they work for. It's not just it didn't come to them easy. So why not enjoy it and embrace what they have and embrace what they want. You're at a point, you're at a level in life that you're no longer at that level anymore. You're up there, or you're going up there, and you want to keep it up there. You want to keep things positive. So the name of the song is called Top Class by Krysie and Version and Krysie, any way you want to put it. Produced by Warrior Music. As I said, this guy is talented. Damian Gale. He's a very shy guy, a very shy prick. He likes to hide. But people, you should go and check him out. Damian Gale, Warrior Music, and everybody who knows Warrior fame, he's also a director as well. So this guy is like an octopus. He has like 8 fingers doing all type of work.
That is the best description of someone who does loads of things I've ever heard. He's an octopus. Love it. And
oh my God.
So there is an album coming. Do you have any idea when that is going to be dropping yet?
No, that's more likely to be once I get my fan base up and get top class to top levels and stuff like that. Then we'll think about making that move where the album is concerned, because we want persons to just see me as not just an artist sending out singles, but as an artist who's able to sit in the studio, give melodies on a rhythm out of it, and express myself all right, and then come up with a whole ton of work, which is an album for persons to know that, yeah, I'm versatile like that, and I do work. It's not just A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3 in the studio. You have to be putting that work, because I see where busy signal at the studio every day. Version is at the studio his life. They don't live at their houses. They live at the studio, and they're always recording. So I'm like, oh, I'm this young artist. I have a couple singles out. That doesn't mean nothing. My work just started, so not an easy road for females and for males.
No, absolutely not.
I want to be worldwide. I don't want to be just local. I want persons, as you said, to be able to buy my album off certain things or iTunes or whatever. Support my music, support my work, appreciate my work as much as you appreciate my music. So I want to be like Busy Signal, Beyonce, as I would say. Yeah.
I can see you getting there very, 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 very easily. Krysie, you are so talented and you are so much fun. I really, really enjoyed speaking to you. I've had a really good time chatting with you. But I also much respect to you for your honesty as well. I sort of wasn't expecting the conversation to take the turn it did. And as I say, please send my deepest condolences to your family. But on a positive note, you're lovely, absolutely amazing, and you're such a talent. And I really, really think there are big things in store for you, and I'll be watching your career very closely. So, and when you drop your album, would you please come back on the podcast and we can talk about that?
Yes. You're a cool guy. I'm definitely coming back to you.
Thank you so much. Krysie, you're great. Love it. Krysie, for the minute, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. You're awesome. Thank you.
So much respect for Krysie. That was an absolutely fantastic interview, and I really, really, really did appreciate her honesty. It was absolutely great to speak to her. She is extremely exciting as an artist. I'm looking forward to hearing her album when it comes out. But for now, here is a track that we discussed at length in the show. It is Tomorrow. This is the fantastic Krysie with Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you see. Someday, one day, I will be somebody. I don't wanna live my life in a misery. Work hard every day, I'm a tragedy. Tomorrow, you see. Someday, one day, I will be somebody. I don't wanna live my life in a misery. Work hard every day, I'm a tragedy. Friends come and gone, but me nah give up. Out the view me come from, it hard, it rough. When the thugs them hungry on the lane and them have to eat food, so them tall it up. Still me have to pass them every day. Before me touch the road, me have to pray. When me want reach the out there, so me have to go out there. So true. Tomorrow, you see. Someday, one day, I will be somebody. I don't wanna live my life in a misery. Work hard every day, I'm a tragedy. tragedy. I fi push on each day, come in us in a other way. I never just now or today. My struggles them a pile up, but me just still a carry on and do the work. Now waste the time with the one life me living. Thanks I will be giving. Tomorrow, you see. Someday, one day I will be somebody. I don't wanna live my life in a misery. Work hard every day, I'm a tragedy. Tomorrow, you see. Someday, one day I will be somebody. I don't wanna live my life in a misery. Work hard every day, I'm a tragedy. As a girl in this life, every move I fi think twice. It no easy out the road, can't be no fool. You have to open up your eyes, cause no for walk with self-interest. Me not try get tricked nor invest. It better when me stick to myself, so me not fi rely on nobody else. Tomorrow, you see. Someday, one day I will be somebody. I don't wanna live my life in a misery.
And that's it. This very special episode of Topple Uncaged is done. I'd like to thank my fantastic guest this week, the incredible but sensational Kyrsie. Follow her on Twitter. It's at Krysie with a Y Music. As always, behind the scenes, thank you to the love of my life, the gorgeous Nicola Jeffrey. Follow her on Twitter. It's at Nicola C. Jeffrey. My man behind the booth, sound engineer Gav Pause. Follow him on Twitter. It's at Pause with a Z Radio. And my in-house singer is Raystar Music. Follow her on Twitter. It's at Ray_star113. Thank you to the Canary for engaging me. I will see you again soon.
Uncaged.